Somehow you missed your alarm and couldn't wake up on time, running late for work. But oh, where is your green shirt that you will wear today? Where did you keep your shoes and car keys? And then suddenly all feels frustrated, and the whole days feels the same. But this isn't the case in Japan. Today, we're going to look at 7 Japanese organization techniques that you can actually use in your everyday life. You don't need an expensive organizer. You don't need a huge house, and you definitely don't need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to change a few small habits. So let's start with the first one. Give everything a home. Tezukuri no basho. Think about the things you lose most often. Your keys, your charger, your headphones, your wallet, maybe even that one pair of scissors that somehow disappears every time you need it. The problem isn't necessarily that you're messy. The problem may simply be that these things don't have a permanent home. One useful Japanese-inspired organization principle is to give frequently used objects a specific place to return to. For example, keys always go in the same bowl near the entrance. Your charger always stays in one drawer. Important documents always go into one folder. And your everyday bag always goes on the same hook. It sounds ridiculously simple, but that's exactly why it works. You aren't relying on your memory to remember where you put something. You're creating a system, and once you repeat it enough times, putting things away becomes automatic. Think of it like this. Don't ask, "Where should I put this?" Decide once, then always put it there. That tiny decision can save you dozens of frustrating moments every week. 2. The 5S method. Organize before you optimize. One of Japan's most famous approaches to organization comes from 5S, a system originally associated with workplace organization. The 5 ideas are commonly translated as sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain, and honestly, you can use this method at home. Start with sort. Look at your desk. Do you really need everything sitting there? Probably not. Remove what doesn't belong. Then comes set in order. Give the remaining things logical places. Pens together, documents together, electronics together. Then shine. Clean the area, and this part is important. Cleaning isn't just about making something look nice. When a space is clean, it's easier to notice when something is out of place. Then comes standardize. Create a simple routine. Maybe every evening, you spend 5 minutes resetting your desk. And finally, sustain. Keep doing it. That's the part people often forget. Organization isn't created by one massive cleaning session. It's created by small systems that you continue using. They're down. Stop organizing things you don't need. Here's something many of us do. We have too much stuff, so we buy something to organize the stuff. Then we buy another organizer because the first organizer is full, and eventually, we're organizing our organizers. Sound familiar? A Japanese-inspired approach to organization often begins with a more important question. Do I need this at all? Before buying another storage box, look at what's already inside your room. Maybe there are clothes you haven't worn in 2 years, old papers you don't need, cables for devices you don't even own anymore, cosmetics you bought but never use, random objects that have somehow become permanent residents of your home. Instead of asking, "Where can I store this?" ask, Does this deserve to take up space? That's a powerful shift, because sometimes the best organization technique isn't better storage, it's less stuff. 4. Organize by category, not by location. This is one of the most useful ideas popularized by Japanese organizing expert Marie Kondo. Instead of cleaning one room at a time, you can organize by category. For example, clothes, books, documents, miscellaneous items, sentimental items. Why does this help? Imagine you're organizing your clothes. If your clothes are scattered between your bedroom, another closet, and a storage box, you might not even realize how many you own. But when you bring them together, suddenly you see everything. And you might think, wait, I have 10 black shirts? Exactly. Seeing everything at once makes it much easier to decide what you actually need. And this idea works beyond clothes. Gather all your notebooks together, all your skincare products, all your kitchen containers, all your cables. When you can see the entire category, organization becomes much easier. 5. Use the one in, one out rule. Here's a simple rule that can prevent clutter from slowly taking over your life. When something new comes in, something old goes out. Bought a new shirt? Consider removing one you no longer wear. Bought a new notebook? Finish or donate an old one first. Bought a new kitchen container? Check whether you already have one that can leave. This doesn't mean you have to throw something away every single time. You can donate it, recycle it, give it to someone who needs it. The point is to create a balance, because here's what happens otherwise. You buy something new, then something else, then another thing. And 6 months later, your home is full of objects you didn't consciously decide to keep. The one in, one out rule forces you to become more intentional. You're no longer just adding, you're also evaluating. 6. Create a 5-minute reset. Now let's talk about something that requires almost no motivation. The 5-minute reset. Instead of waiting until your room becomes a disaster, take 5 minutes at the end of the day to return everything to its place. Put the clothes away, clear the desk, put the dishes where they belong, return the charger, throw away the unnecessary papers. That's it. 5 minutes. And here's the psychological advantage. You're dealing with a small mess instead of a huge mess. Because clutter tends to multiply. 1 shirt becomes 3. 3 papers become 20. 1 cup becomes a collection of cups. And suddenly, you need an entire Saturday to clean. But if you reset your environment every day, the mess never gets enough time to become overwhelming. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until your teeth are in terrible condition before cleaning them. You do a little every day. Your home can work the same way. 7. Leave empty space. And finally, perhaps one of the most beautiful ideas behind Japanese aesthetics, empty space has value. We often think an organized room means using every available space efficiently. Every shelf filled, every drawer packed, every corner decorated. But sometimes, empty space is the organization. An empty section of your desk gives your mind room to breathe. An almost empty shelf makes the things you actually value more noticeable. A closet with some empty space makes getting dressed easier. You don't have to fill every corner simply because you have the space. Sometimes the goal isn't, how much can I fit here? It's, How much space can I preserve?